Hi everyone. We'll be starting with the CUET PG psychology syllabus. And First of all, I'll be introducing psychology. So psychology is basically a scientific study of human behavior and mental processes. And it delves into understanding how individuals think, feel, act, as well as how they interact with their environment and with the other people. So psychologists, they use a various range of research methods, case studies to analyze the human behavior. And survey research is one of the very convenient methods that are used. And observations is also one of the methods to gather the data, as well as the interview methods, and to draw conclusions about the human behavior. So the definition of psychology, the key definition of psychology would be: psychology is the scientific study of human behavior and mental processes, and it aims to understand how we act, how we think, feel, and act and behave in various situations. So if you're asked about the definition of psychology, this is what you're supposed to give. This is the proper definition of psychology. So now, what is the scope of psychology? So the psychology is very extensive and it covers a wide range of topics. So it covers cognitive psychology, biological psychology, physiological psychology, abnormal behavior, um, the thinking, decision making, emotions, social behavior, developmental psychology, and personality as well. So all of these topics are covered in psychology. Now the key areas are: first is cognitive psychology. Now cognitive psychology, it focuses on how people process information and how do they make the decisions, how do they do the problem solving, decision making, making mind maps, schemas, etc., and concept formation as well. So, cognitive psychology is a very emerging branch of psychology. It's a very interesting branch if you want to study further in depth, and it is a very good research topic as well as a PhD topic as well. And like a good topics can be taken from this branch of psychology. And developmental psychology is how when you study about development of a human from their birth, infancy, adolescence, early adulthood, older adulthood, and till death. So whatever changes they have mentally, emotionally, physically, their body, and how all of these affect each other, and how do they develop throughout the life, throughout their lives. All of this is studied in developmental psychology. Now, the next branch of psychology is social psychology. It basically deals with how people interact with each other, how do they influence each other's behaviors, how the groups influence the other groups or the other people, and what are the dynamics. Like some of the examples would be scapegoating, bystander effect, obedience, persuasion. If you've heard of these terms, this is all that is being studied in social psychology, and how media, other people's behavior, all of this influences our behavior as well. Clinical psychology is another branch, which is very interesting and very famous branch of psychology, which everybody is taking up. And clinical psychologist is somebody who has a license after they get their MPhil. So to become a clinical psychologist, you need to have a proper in-depth study of how to diagnose the behavioral disorders, how to assess them, the assessments, different assessments. If you have heard of Rorschach and Block test, that is one of the assessment tests, and how to cure them, like how to treat them using different therapy methods. All of this comes under clinical psychology, and they basically work in clinical setups. They open their private practice since they have their licensure, and they also work in hospital settings. Now, educational psychology is if you're interested in knowing how do people learn, how do students learn, and what are the factors that contribute into influencing or enhancing their learning, Then educational psychology, a very interesting topic for you. And neuropsychology is investigating the relationship between brain function and behavior. So it will involve the neurotransmitter, receptor, synaptic transmission, um, potassium and sodium ions, and all of this, and nervous system, nerves, everything will be, and how it affects our behavior. Everything will be involved in neuropsychology.